We're getting it, and we're ready to go. We're live? We're live? All right. Welcome back to the Coaches Show.
Hello. Hey.
All right.
We good?
All right. We're about to go live. All right. Welcome back to the Coaches Show. We're your host. I'm James Blackwood.
And I'm Howard Heineman.
All right. We're bringing on special guest, Coach Logan Dotson, Elliot Cheney, and Ford Wade. Go on.
And we're about to have Coach Dotson.
Yep. All right.
Good to see you guys. All right. Let's go. Just my one?
Yeah, you can have it.
All right.
All right. You got it?
Ready.
You go first.
So, Coach Dotson, with the game versus South Panola coming up, what challenges does South Panola present to your team this week?
Yeah. South Panola coming in. I mean, they're a 6A program that played for North Half last year. New defensive coordinator, guy that brings a lot of pressure, wants to be the aggressor. So offensively, we're excited about it and excited about the challenge and just getting ready for week 2.
So I just want to touch up a little bit on, JV and freshman played South Panola yesterday. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And I think middle school plays on 7th and 8th grade tomorrow.
Yep.
And then varsity obviously plays Friday. If every single team wins, that'll be a 5-0 sweep on the week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So congratulations to our freshman team and JV team. They won last night, which is a big deal. And then good luck to Coach Dowdy and the 7th and 8th grade team. They play tomorrow. And then varsity Friday. So I think it'd be really cool, win 5 games in 4 days against the same opponent. So,
is this a thing that happens regularly, or has this happened in previous years, 5 games in 1 week?
dude, not that I know of. I think just based on the scheduling and just how it worked out, it happened to be that, but not normal. I don't think so.
Obviously, with the big win last week versus
Yeah.
Fayette, what was it like kind of just winning that rivalry game?
I mean, of course, they're at the Crosstown Classic. It's a big game. I always talk to the guys. I think the coolest thing we have in Oxford is the University Sporting Goods columns, that has a score on it. And you get to walk by and see that column. And now you're going to see the largest margin of victory we've ever had, which I think that's super cool, 45-0. So, and those seniors, and, you can walk by and be, hey, that's my senior year when we won this game, So I think that's really cool. And just super proud of those guys and a team effort all around, all 3 phases. I thought it was just a good overall night.
Yeah, I mean, and this isn't just a win. I mean, it was a blowout, shutout. It's always great when the defense puts up 0 points. I mean, y'all have got to have some confidence rolling into this next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's the next week. It's the next step as far as our challenges and stuff that we have. But I'm looking forward to it. Lafayette's going to be a good team. They're going to be a good playoff team. And so it was a good test for us. And now we get ready for South Panola.
Obviously, it was a big win, but after a game like that, how do you avoid a hangover type game where you don't play sloppy or kind of stay thinking about the win last week?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. One thing that kind of came up, I thought, was Labor Day and having Monday morning practice, and kids weren't at school and in different routines, and then they settled in a little bit and had a great Tuesday, obviously got the freshman JV win as well, and then turned around and had a great Wednesday practice today. Finished up strong on Thursday and hopefully have a good showing on Friday.
How important are habits in a big win? How important are the habits?
How important are our habits? Yeah, I think for me, when you practice all week, that's what's going to show up on the game. You can't just miraculously flip a switch and all of a sudden you're going to turn it on and have a great showing. It comes down to what you were talking about. Monday through Thursday, the habits, the practice, no layover, getting good install in, getting new stuff, and just excited about it. Make sure, you got everything lined up, ready to go for Friday.
During that Lafayette win, what did y'all kind of lean on or fall back on during that game?
Yeah, I think one point is the defense and Coach Rob, and his great game plan that he had and the back end, not letting them get started. I thought Judson had a great job, that played good. And then these 2 guys are about to come speak here in a minute. I mean, we ran the ball for 6 yards a carry or 7 yards a carry or something like that. So anytime you can run the ball for 7 yards a carry, it's going to be a good night. And both those guys right there and the entire offensive line did a great job.
Obviously, with the young quarterback, How have you seen older guys kind of help develop these younger guys and form them into what they can be now?
Yeah. There's no secret. Our quarterback's a sophomore. That was his first ever start. But I will tell you this: our O-line and establishing a run game helps. And then next we've got some veteran receivers that have played a lot of snaps. One of them is here tonight, Kingston Gregory. He's over there. All right, he's a really good player for us. Having those guys and getting them started early, maybe find a couple easy completions just to get him going a little bit as a young Bucks sophomore quarterback. I think that helps. But getting short fields helps too, So from special teams to defense and not having to go the full length of the field, our yardage didn't really match up with a 45-point win. That's because we were starting drives on 40s and 50s and all that. So I was super proud of our guys, like we talked about before. I think it was all three phases, and anytime you pitch a shutout, you're going to win a game. So
you mentioned special teams, and I think you're the special teams coach, right?
Yes, sir.
What is it like coaching special teams? How's it different? Because obviously it's a whole different facet of the game.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really cool about special teams is you get to coach everybody. There is – I don't know all the combinations, but I bet you there's probably 60 guys that are on a special teams depth chart. So it's not just the 14 or 15 receivers that I have. Now it's the entire team, the kickers, long snappers, getting everybody organized and orchestrated that. I love it. Both our kicker and punter and long snappers, they do a great job, and then the other guys kind of fill in. They take a lot of pride in it. We have a thing in order to get 5 goals a game, 5 big play goals, and we did that. It was the first time we ever done it, and we did it against Lafayette, so that was cool.
Yeah, and then along with the special teams coach, you're also a receiver coach. Tell us what it's like being a receiver coach, or what's kind of your favorite thing coaching them about?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about it, I've done it for a long time now, is just I think sometimes we've talked about this in the Bolt Buzz podcast thing. Yeah, we talked about this, and I just feel like the receivers get this rap of like, hey, it's about me, and I want the ball, and I need my touches, and all that stuff, and that could not be further from the truth for the guys that we have in our room. They are selfless. They get after it. They block on the perimeter. We got a holding call that was questionable or whatever, but, because they get after it and they block well. And I was just super proud of them and how they conduct their business day in and day out. They literally are pros.
Everyone should also go watch the Bolt Buzz on YouTube. And for our final question, I think obviously we wear a bunch of different stuff every game. What's your favorite uniform combo?
Yeah, that's a great question. I like all white. I just love it. Yeah, I love the helmet. I love the new white jerseys, white pants. Obviously I want that to be on turf because laundry issues, on grass. But all white's my favorite look. I think it's the cleanest look we have.
And then before you leave real quick, I know we have all the different unicorn combos, but do you feel like that gives the players type of like swag or like edge playing against other people?
Yeah, I definitely don't think it hurts, right? Like, you look at Oregon and when they started doing all this stuff with Nike and everything else, and then like there's a trajectory there to win football games as well, So I don't think it hurts. I don't know how many combinations you guys probably like 48 or something like that. It's going to take us a while to get through them all. Some of them are probably ugly and we won't wear them anyways. But still, I think it's pretty cool.
All right. Thanks, Coach Johnson.
Yeah, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
coming
coming
on.
on. What? We're taking a break? We're going to take a little break for just a few minutes.
Commercials.
Y'all can come up.
Chew that food, Elliot.
See that?
Chew it.
So,
Yeah, you have to talk
close
close.
to the mic.
Hello.
Oh, you got it.
Catch you. Yeah, we got it.
And we're back. So right now we have on offensive lineman Elliott Cheney and Ford Wade.
All right, we're gonna start off with the last week's big win. How did it feel winning that Crosstown Classic and lifting up that trophy for the second time in y'all's career?
Oh man, it was great. 2 years in a row, and of course, putting up a lot of points on the offensive side of the ball. It feels really good, especially knowing that your job was done well. Like 40 plus points in 2 years against the same team. It's not an easy thing to do. So it was really amazing.
Yeah, I just think we went out there. Our whole idea for the whole week was we are going to try to run the ball, and we went out there and executed, and it just feels great going 2 years in a row, scoring 40 plus. We're going to keep it going.
All right, yeah, and then also I believe the offensive line as a whole, not one individual, was the offensive player of the game for Oxford. So I mean, that's got to be a great feeling. And touch a little bit more on that O line as a brothers.
Oh yeah, it was it's great. This isn't the first time it's happened. Last year we got it as a whole, but especially I think this year it's our best game I've seen us play as an O line. 7+ yards a carry is not something you accomplish very easy. I mean, you got to be moving people, and then it wasn't all 5 guys that got it. We had one more, Sam Bain, who was kind of our 6th man that game, came in and dominated at center position. So it was 6 of us, and I was really proud of him coming in there and putting in work too.
Yeah, I think we worked well as a team on Friday. We didn't have many messed up blocks, messed up blocks. We really try to be a family on the field and off the field. We have team dinners on Thursdays. We have meetings every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We see each other in the halls. We say what's up to each other. But we pride ourselves on being a family on and off the field. And,
Yeah, especially with Coach Taylor, he came on and talked about how O-line it's one position for 5 guys, and everybody has to be on the same page. Tell me a little more about how everybody has to be on the same page and how y'all help each other do that and how y'all grow each other's bonds.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you said, we meet every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. We come in, we watch film together, we eat breakfast together. He'll bring breakfast for us every morning. We'll kind of just sit there and have fellowship with the team. Just not the team, but just the O-line as a whole. And it won't just be the starters too. He'll bring in everybody. Doesn't matter what grade you're in, what string you're on, and everybody will just be together, watch film. And I mean, it's not all business. We'll have fun too. So it really brings us together, I think, as a unit.
Yeah, just piggybacking off what he said, we really want to become a family on and off the field, because mainly on the field, when we go out there, if one person messes up, then that could be a tackle for loss for 5 yards, and that one person messing up really affects the whole team. And we just want to be on the same mindset the whole game.
And Elliott, so this one's to you, but you're kind of like a Swiss Army knife for the O-line. I mean, you play almost every position for the O-line. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about how much work you have to put in learning every different position.
Oh yeah. Something I like to pride myself in. A lot of the times I think of myself as a good blocker, but also, say sometimes I don't play as well as I want to. I also have that, or I can play a different position. I can fill any spot. I feel like it's not an easy thing to do, especially like you said, learning all the plays and everything. But I take football as my number one priority, and doing that, coming in every morning, spending time after practice by myself, looking at things. Just one of the things I like to do is just be able to play wherever I need to play and help the team.
Yeah, this one's for Ford, but earlier this year, I think it was in the spring, an offer came in from Nebraska football. And can you tell us a little bit about that recruiting process and recruiting from other teams that you've gotten?
Yeah, it was kind of out of the blue, honestly. I think he had seen me at a camp before. I really like how Nebraska they work as a unit together. It was that I really like the coaching over there. They're really They know how to coach, and yeah.
So touching up on the offensive line, I mean, y'all are student athletes, right? Y'all have practices in the evening, OFIs in the morning, watching film every day. Tell us how hard it is to kind of balance studying for classes, getting ready for tests with football.
Um, it's a task really. Sometimes you have to make cuts and other things in life to put school ahead of, because going to the next level with playing football also involves grades and being a student. So sometimes you have to take cuts out of other things in your life to prioritize school to get yourself there. Because I mean, you can't only be good at football; you have to be good at both. So I mean, it's a really important thing.
Yeah, really, all the coaches they check in on grades every week. And even though it's just one person having to do the punishment, if a person's failing a test at the end of the week and they can't play, that's really hurting the whole team. The Oxford really prides themselves on making sure the grades are on top, and that because a lot of people after high school football they're not playing football anymore, so you need to hop on the grades and get your grades as good as they can be. Not everybody's a straight A student, but everybody can try hard.
With this game versus South Panola, what is some of y'all's preparation going into this week like?
In practice, we like to give ourselves good looks. Props to the scout team. They always on their A game every day. They'll line up in whatever we need them to line up in. They'll run any blitz we ask them to run, and especially they'll give 100%. Some days we might not want it. Some days we might want to break, but they're always bringing 100%, and that props to them for that. It really prepares us. And South Panola isn't the easiest team to prepare for. They have a lot of different things they like to line up in, but Seattle team, they fill the job. They get us ready mentally and physically.
Yeah, we've been really working real hard in the mornings in our OFIs. We're watching a lot of film, studying what they're going to do, preparing for all the blitzes they have. It's really going to be it's going to be a challenge on Friday night, but I think we've been prepared well.
So going into the South Panola game, does the offensive line or the team have a goal they want to accomplish, rushing yards or anything?
I don't think we've set a goal as a team. I think our mentality, and especially Coach Taylor's mentality, is go in there and win a football game, as he would like to say. A lot of it, at the end of the game, doesn't matter to him as long as we put up more points than they do on the scoreboard. So I think that's really what we're looking to do, is get out there and win a game.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Coach Taylor, he's made it very clear that we're not going to be perfect in the game. We're going to have tackles for loss, we're going to have sacks. But the main point for this week is after a bad play, don't feel sorry for yourself. Get back on, get ready for the next play, and that will ultimately lead us to the win.
Being leaders on this young team, how have y'all kind of taken that step in leadership and kind of shown other guys the way that y'all have taken?
I think me, Ford, and then Gray McGowan as well, you held on last week. I think we've done well performing as leaders, even if that means staying after practice, helping somebody else, taking time out of what we're doing to go help a younger player help them learn. I mean, sometimes we just giving somebody a ride home. That means a lot to them, especially coming from a leader. It's like somebody takes time out of their day to help you. They really look up. I think people really like that. And I think we've done pretty well as leaders, especially Ford, sophomore. He's not much older than them either, but they still look up to him. Which, I mean, props to him for going out there and going out of his way to help everybody else on the offensive line.
Yeah, I think it's big to have somebody to look up to, have a role model. Me, Cheney, and Gray, we pride ourselves on doing the little things right, so that we can show that it's not just going out there and knowing how to block somebody or knowing the right steps. It's hustling to the line, making eye contact while the coach is looking at you, doing the small things right, because ultimately the small things build to the big things.
Yeah, I mean, y'all had a blowout last Friday. Y'all had a blowout, but I feel like some reporters or people that make rankings have kind of counted y'all out a little bit for this season. I mean, y'all lost a lot of guys, but does that drive y'all to want to beat every team by as much as you can?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we saw the same thing last year. Same thing. Sophomore quarterback starting. I feel like that definitely puts a lot of worry into people. But Drew Dean, I mean, with how young he is, he's a great team leader. He's a great player. I mean, I know a lot of people do see it, but there are people out there, reporters that don't see it in them. But I feel like upcoming in this season, they really will, and we'll show a lot of people that we're capable of many things they don't think we are. So it really does drive us to play our best and shut some people up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, really exactly what he said. You look at Drew Dean, he's a smaller guy. He's a sophomore. You might not think he can throw the ball, but he's so intelligent. He knows football. He knows the right read. It's really just as much as if we can do our job to keep him protected and let him make the right reads to help us out.
Yeah, obviously before the game's a big part of the game. But do y'all have any pregame rituals that y'all like or do?
Yeah. So one thing we like to do, we started it last year, is we'll all line up and kind of the whole line will take kind of a picture together for the game day, and kind of we wear these little guardian caps that protect our helmets, and we'll put it on our heads, act like Army soldiers. It's one of the things we like to do and kind of put it online. And then before every game, we'll all after warm-ups, we'll come into the locker room and we'll have a little prayer with the whole O-line, coaches involved, and I think we like to do that. We've done that for years now, and I really think it really brings us together, especially before the game. Just doing that, it's one of a few of our rituals right there.
So, we're gonna ask you your favorite uni combos, and then we'll get into game picks. But I know Coach Taylor is kind of strict on the accessories, but I mean, y'all get into y'all's favorite uni combos for us.
Honestly, I would say Dotson did say the all whites, and I really like those. But this past week with the new baby blue jerseys, they really grew on me. At first, I didn't know how much I liked them, but last Friday, that's probably my favorite uniforms going right now. White, baby blue, white.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy Coach Dotson. I love the all whites. I just think it looks great, especially when we go out there and win a football game. I think it looks great.
All right, we got some games now. We have a big game from this week. We have Starkville versus West Point. Who do y'all think's gonna win that one?
Probably a little bit of an upset here, but I'm gonna say West Point.
I think I'm gonna go with Starkville.
And then we have a in division rival DeSoto Central versus Lake Cormorant.
This year, probably I'd say Lake Cormorant is gonna be DeSoto Central.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think it's gonna be Lake Cormorant.
I mean, y'all really like these underdogs.
And then we have Tupelo versus South Haven, and I would pick Tupelo in that game. I mean South Haven.
Tupelo.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Tupelo also.
Y'all are not real Oxford players. All right, Hernando versus Senatobia.
I don't know much about Senatobia, but I'll just go with Hernando.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I really don't have much. Don't really know about Senatobia, so I'm gonna go Hernando.
All right, we got a Battle of the Bay. We got Biloxi versus Meridian.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Biloxi.
I think I'm gonna go with Meridian on this one.
And last, we got Oxford versus South Panola. I think this one's a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I think y'all know the answer to this one. So. Yeah.
Well, we'll see y'all there Friday.
Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming, and y'all should tell everybody, and then y'all should get everybody here next Wednesday at 5:30. Walk-ons. All right. to the sky.
Bro, I like stuttered on one. Did you hear me stutter?
Where's
on
the
that?